So I've been kind of following this Stephon Diggs thing. You know, he had some comments recently that I think just kind of piqued my interest when it comes to the offense, working with Josh McDaniels. Is it easy? Is it hard? We all know that this is not an easy offense for guys to pick up, right? And so, and particularly some of the veterans that have come here in the past, receivers have had difficulty picking it up. And here's another one, I think, to some degree, talking about the complexities of the Josh McDaniels offense, that being Stephon Diggs. And he said this, quote, "I'm studying, but it's really the route concepts. Like, basically, if you hear a word, you need to be able to know the word immediately, know the concept. So really, I'm just working on my memorization. I don't need to know exactly just what I got. I got to know what somebody to the right or to the left of me got, too. So what everybody got around me, I got to be how am I going to get open, or how am I going to get somebody else open? You know what I'm saying? In between 2 or 3 seconds, when you break the huddle, I'm starting looking at the contour of the defense." What he's saying is, I got to know so much more than just my job. And that's part of the problem with the Josh McDaniels offense, is how complex it is. What Josh McDaniels wants is the quarterback and the receivers to see the same thing post-snap. The ball is snapped. They have one route called, but because of what the defense is doing post-snap, they got to change it and see it the same way and know instinctively by repping it time and time again what's supposed to happen. So I'm already a little bit worried, because I hear him talking as if this offense, there's a lot of complexities to it, and I'm like, oh, great. Here's another veteran receiver not being able to pick up this offense.
And, Teddy, you're right. This is a story as old as the Josh McDaniels Patriots offense, going back to actually the Charlie Weiss Patriots offense from your time. And a quick side note, a guy you'll remember, I believe, 2002. His name was Donald Hayes. He was a free agent wide receiver addition from the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to upgrade the receiver position back then. It was dink, it was dunk. There weren't a lot of bodies, blah, blah, blah.
He was toast.
And it's the one time I really felt bad about a headline I wrote on Patriots Football Weekly. He was toast. He stinked.
He did catch a touchdown in the opener.
Did he make the Week 1 roster?
He did, but he couldn't learn the offense.
Got a touchdown in the opener, yeah.
He couldn't learn the offense, and it was this story about how he doesn't fit it. He's used to running just like 9 route, and the headline was in a haze, and kind of playing off his name.
Oh, that's pretty good headline, Bubba.
It was, until I found out he had a learning disorder, and I felt like
shame on
the biggest a-hole in the world.
Shame.
But this goes back 20-plus years. Guys arrive. Chad Ochocinco is the most famous. Oh, in Cincinnati, they just told me to run a 7, and that's what I did. And Josh McDaniels like, well, you're not in Cincinnati anymore. We actually need you to know everything that's going on. He didn't, they couldn't, and they didn't.
Can we ask? Can I ask Dan?
Ocho literally had no
expand on this a little bit, Dan? Can we do this?
Yeah. I got an Andy's here and said continue on this.
So this is like having such a complex system. Is if I'm Josh McDaniels, it's okay. I know Drake May isn't going to be here for a year or two. I think I got this quarterback for a year. So he's working with Drake in a way that they're going to be together. He's going to learn it. They're going to be inside and out like Tom Brady over time. He's going to become a supercomputer. The problem is the receivers that come in, they're fly by night. They come in, they leave. Right. They come in, they leave. There's churning of the wide receiver position, and they treat the offense as if these receivers are going to be there for a long time. And it's not. The nature of the business is there's a lot of churning, and so you're bringing in new receivers all the time to learn this very complex offense. And it's, I don't know. Sometimes I worry that it is something that is going to hold this offense back, is how hard it is.
And this was something that Bill Belichick talked about when he hired Matt Patricia in that whole, and it got lost in the craziness of Patricia being a defensive guy, which was crazy. I'm not making excuses. But the subtext to that is they talked about trying to make it streamlined, simpler. College kids could come in and be ready. Veterans could come in and
one
be
word
ready.
Means the whole thing.
Right. Like cards in college. Oh, I hold up Queen
Yep.
Elizabeth, and we all know what to do when we hold up Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. And now they go to Josh. And also there's been this talk. I've talked about it. He has bounced around pro and college teams over the last year, trying to figure out ways to maybe simplify it a little bit.
Top 5 thing I'm most excited to see is this, whatever McDaniels 3.0 offense is this year.
Yeah, well, we'll see, though. And is he really going to change? And also, the added layer to that is, while he's changing his offense, you got, what's his name from Chicago, the offense, Thomas Brown, adding his things in. And then you got your wide receivers coach, Downing, adding his things in. Right. There's just a lot going on there, and I don't know with a young quarterback, and you talk about the receivers, Ted, some of them have been here a little while. For example, let's say Kendrick Bourne or Pop Douglas. One's been here 4 years in Kendrick Bourne, Pop Douglas in his 3rd year. Except they've been in a different offense every flipping year. For Kendrick Bourne, it went Josh McDaniels, Bill O'Brien, Alex Van Pelt. Now it's Josh McDaniels again.
No, don't forget, what's his name?
Matt Patricia.
Matt Patricia was in there. Yeah.
And it's like their heads are spinning. They're learning. Now, I do, on one sense, feel bad for them on a level, like, simplify it, don't make it hard. Then the other part of me goes, this is football. You get paid a lot of money. For as old as the age of time, like, kids have been playing Pop Warner, and they're like, oh, when I hear Cherokee, that means I blitz off this side, or you know what I mean? Like, this is football. You hear a word, and you know what the word means to you at your position. And so, like, plus, didn't he play for Dable? And didn't he talk about Stephon Diggs? Like, oh, there's some carryover from Brian Dable's offense. And
yes.
It doesn't mean the words and the verbiage are the same.
No, but
you know, one word might mean something at one team, and the other on the other team, it's a different word.
Right, but it's okay. Translate it in your head. You're getting paid a lot of money. Study your playbook.
But he's also.
Translate.
But what he's telling you is that it's not only I got to know my job. I got to know the slot receivers guy, and I got to know what the is.
Yeah. So study more.
So much. It's because isn't one of the tenets, one of the hallmarks of the Josh McDaniels offense is that read and react, like knowing, hot routes, audibles,
shades.
Look at the court. Yeah, exactly.
Is the safety inside or outside shoulder of the tight end? How does he adjust? When he adjusts, what does that do to the slot receiver?
I'm telling you, the way you're talking about it, like, well, yeah, that's football. Not everybody teaches offensive football the way Josh does.
Here's $23 million. Figure it out.
Here's a 7 route. Okay, the huddle the call in the huddle is for you to run a 7 route. And then all of a sudden, oh, wait, the safety shaded a little bit. No, now you got to turn that into a post route.
Right.
Oh, there's a nuance to it, and it's not as easy, and not everybody teaches it that way. So to act like, hey, this is how it is at every other team, what's the big deal? It's not. That's what makes New England unique.
Correct. But you chose to sign with the Patriots, so you took the job with the Patriots, and the job with the Patriots for Josh McDaniels is to get up to speed. I also don't love the idea of the veteran guy that we brought in to be the veteran bitching. Because if he bitches, doesn't that give Jalen Polk the avenue to bitch?
I don't know if
the
he's
younger
bitching,
guys?
But he's talking in a way that makes it feel like he might be openly complaining.
Yeah, so keep
degree.
It to yourself. We ask you to also be a leader. Even if you're struggling, go talk to Josh quietly behind the scenes. Yeah. Don't talk about it openly, because you now open the door for Polk to be like, oh, I'm glad he said something. I got no idea what I'm doing on that play.
It's tough memorizing these plays when you're with the Tootsie. What is it when you're taking, you can take that little Tootsie. Tootsie? Okay.
Shouldn't that help? Yep. Shouldn't that give him like the energy to study later into the night or something?
I don't know. Some people have sworn by some players in the past that would just play with that stuff. I don't know how you do it, man.
Okay, well, I'm not going to lose any sleep over Stephon Diggs learning the offense. Learn the damn offense and be ready when training camp opens. And
I think he's going to be just with this offense, just with that receiver room, and just what Drake May needed.
He was working out in France, so
that's true. He was working out in France, and he
shame on me for buying the hype. I know.
He dumped Cardi B.
Everybody should be.
That's what I said. He is laser focused on football.
Yeah, you know what he's laser focused on? His next Cardi B. Finding
$69 million.
Maybe Vitzi's on. Like, he was more focused on training than he was Cardi B in France, and that's why they're ultimately broken up.